left off here on the future of regulation in the market of crypto. How loose do you think it gets from here, given the changes we might see under the Trump administration? I mean, I would point out also that when Jay Clayton was leading the SEC under Trump the last time, it's not like the crypto industry had no regulation.
I agree, Sonali, but it's also the point of having clarity. I think we can look at it by saying that, oh, it's going to get much more deregulated, or open up. The question is, at least we will have very big clarity. This is to do and this is not to do, very similar to Wall Street. And I think that's what the industry is excited about. So for an example, you guys were just talking about different exchanges coming into the market. If you really look at the space, Coinbase has been a monopoly in a very big way. You do have Gemini, you do have Kraken, but at the retail level, there has nothing which has allowed either by SEC or by the way different institutions or different theories have happened, Coinbase to be monopoly. So now suddenly, even for retail customers, there's going to be 5 to 6 options. With that competition, it's going to be better rates. So what I'm looking forward to is actually a regulated crypto economy, but in a way which is more supportive to technology than anything else.
What's the best way to sell that to skeptical regulators? Because yes, they are still out there. Even after what we saw with the election, lawmakers still skeptical on this. What's the best way to sell them on the reasons why a regulated crypto economy is a good thing?
Yeah, it's very fair to be skeptical about anything. Like, people are still skeptical about 200, 500-year-old Wall Street. We have seen 2008, 2009 breakdowns also in the Wall Street, which has been so-called very regulated. Bitcoin is the product out of the whole Wall Street movement. All I'm excited about is, yes, be skeptical, but then come up with a very, very neutral rules where you do protect retail customers, but at the same time, you let the technology be an option to that retail customers, going back to, these are the clear risks, these are the clear return, make your decision. Let just not government or regulators, those 3 people make decisions for millions of people.
You know, it's interesting. We're sitting here at the tail end of the current Biden administration, and you are still seeing a lot of interesting new things having come to market. Not only are we talking about what we're seeing in the world of Bitcoin ETFs, spot Bitcoin ETFs, we're now talking about options on those ETFs. How does this change the game with how investors, particularly retail investors, start to engage with Bitcoin?
I think when it comes to Bitcoin, it's amazing, right? So now, even if you're a pension fund, you're an institutional fund, you're the most biggest IPO'd company, just having that option means that you have an exposure to it. Nobody can now argue that having the option platform, which you don't even need a collateral, you can actually now predict prices, you can trade based on most leverage, is now a very mainstream trading activity, which even if you're not a crypto trading fund, you are a very regulated hedge fund, you have an option to touch that. And I think it is just not going to stay at Bitcoin. This is just an opening. I can really see ETH ETF also coming as an option ETF out here. And I think slowly and slowly more Solana, Near, Polygon, bunch of other currency ETFs coming into the market, opening it up in a very, again, going back to the regulated economy, regulated way for a lot of people to have billions of dollars into it. But I'm also very excited about is the latest announcements, which I've seen, that the Commerce Secretary is Howard Lutnick, who has been one of the biggest supporter of Tether and a lot of other cryptocurrencies in the markets, giving us a bit of indication that, yes, Bitcoin continues to rule as the #1 opening, but there are a lot more different cryptocurrencies which can really come and create a huge marketplace here.
Hey, Kavita, very briefly, final question. You made a call last year when Bitcoin was closer to 20,000 that it would reach 100,000 by the first quarter of next year. It's getting close to that. Now you've updated that. How high do you think Bitcoin gets in 2025?
I think we are very close to at least seeing Bitcoin anywhere between 125 to 150K, somewhere in the middle, before we start seeing some sort of a price correction or some movement of stability. But what I'm most excited about is ETH, which has still being somewhere around 31 to 3,200 mark. And I want to see with the alt rally how much above 4.5 to 7K is what ETH going to move. That is, I think, is going to be the biggest price correction, looking at the amount of millions of dollars of ETH gas profitability which has been coming. So that is going to be the most exciting next milestone for me personally.
Yeah, still off those 2021 all-time highs for Ether.